Hey friends, I feel like it's been forever since I did a sit down video and I'm finally getting around to doing this tag. So a lot of people have already done it, so I'm sure you guys have already seen some, and I was tagged months ago, but just now getting around to it because I kind of suck. But it's called How to Live on Less and Save Money. So there's 7 questions, and I'll put below the person that tagged me and some other video links if you're interested, if you haven't seen any, which I'm sure you have. Okay, so let's just get started on it. I don't feel like we're the best about saving money, but I do have to always remind myself how far we've come with the whole debt thing. We've been debt-free for almost 3 years now, so we're doing pretty good. So I know we're doing things right somewhere, and I was able to think of like a lot of little ways that we save money. Some of them are kind of silly, but I'm kind of a weirdo. Okay, so 7 questions. So number 1 is, what are the most important frugal things you do every day to save money? Okay, so I have a lot of little things that I do every day that saves us money, you know, even if it's just a little bit, like it adds up. But I'm going to save those for number 6. So I'll just do some of the important things. So the number 1 important thing I think me and everyone else does is meal plan, and you don't go grocery shopping without a meal plan. I tried my best to stick to my list. I usually do really good. Another important thing to do for me is not to bring Jared and the kids to the grocery store, especially Jared. Like usually if I go with the kids, I'll let them pick out one snack or treat while we're at the store, and then if Jared goes, he throws like 10 junk food snacks into the cart that weren't on the list. But thankfully he doesn't go with us very often, and now that my kids are going to be starting school, I'll be going grocery shopping without them for the most part, so that should start saving us a little bit of money. So that's one way, is definitely write out, I try to meal plan the best I can, breakfast, lunches, and dinners, and then make the grocery list off that. Also try to eat from the pantry and the fridge and the freezer as much as we can. I take inventory whenever I go to meal plan of what we have and try to meal plan around that stuff. I'm not always the best at it, but I try, so that's what's important. I also make a lot of things from scratch. So a lot of things I talk about, like, I don't do a lot of the stuff I do specifically to save money. Some of the things I do to be healthier, and because I'm kind of a tree hugger, and so a lot of these things that end up saving us money are also good for the environment, which is like the main reason I do it. But anyway, so just wanted to point that out. But like I said, I make a lot of things from scratch. Not everything, but I'm getting better. I used to not do anything, so I started making homemade pancakes. We make a lot of our own muffins. I started buying like dry beans and making big batches of beans and then freezing them. Really, I've only done that with black beans, but it's really helpful to just be able to pull them out of the freezer, and so that saves money. And then I'm getting better about, if I get a lot of vegetables, freezing the vegetables and then coming up with ways to use them and stuff like that. Also important is, I'm a stay-at-home mom, so it's really easy to get bored at home and want to go out and spend money. So it's really important for me to try to think of things to do with the kids that don't cost us money. Of course, eating at home is the hardest thing to do, because sometimes I get tired of cooking and I want to go out to eat, but we try to eat home as much as possible for lunch. And then we go to the library a lot. The kids can spend a couple of hours at our library just playing, and we check out books and movies, and so we do that like once a week. We go to the museum a lot. The girls get a museum membership each year for their birthday or Christmas, and that's like the best gift ever, because they love the museum. It's so much fun. We can go to the park, we can go to the pool. So there's a lot of free things, that you have play dates. There's a lot of free things you can do as a stay-at-home mom. So that's something important that I try to do every day, is not go spend money. I'm not perfect at it, but I do pay attention to it and try. Also, I try to cloth diaper as much as I can. I got a bunch of cloth diapers before my youngest daughter was born, mostly used, so I didn't spend a lot of money on them. So that saves me from having to buy a lot of the disposable diapers. It does take a lot of water to wash them, so I don't really know how much it saves, but I'm sure it saves some, especially since in the beginning I bought them all used, or they were given to me. So that's another way we save money. Also, I use the cloth wipes, so I don't have to buy so many wipes, and they can just get washed with the diapers. Alright, so there are just a few everyday things we do to save money. So let's go on to number 2. What is your best strategy for saving on utilities? We have central heat and air. I've never had like the window unit thing. I don't know anything about this stuff. I do know that we keep our air a little higher than most people, and I know that because most of the time people come over, they complain about how hot they are. But I guess the rest of us are just cold natured, so I mean it's summertime during the day, we keep it up at 75 mostly, because when the air's running it gets so cold, but then once you go outside you burn up. But anyway, so we keep it up a little bit higher. I think that's one way we save a little bit. And then obviously try not to run the water when it's not necessary. You know, I can't stand it when I go to people's houses and they just let the water waste water. I can't stand that. And that's not just for money reasons. It's just like I can't stand wastefulness like that, especially with the earth's resources. So yeah, don't let the kids leave the water on when they're brushing their teeth or washing their hands or whatever. Try to keep the lights off. We're not the best at that, but yeah. And then every once in a while, if we feel like it's necessary, Jared will shop around for the different utilities or our car insurance or something, and he'll try to find a better rate. So he's done that a few times with different things. That's about it. We use rainwater for our gardening. We have a rainwater system. Those are kind of expensive, but ours was given to us since Jared's family runs their own rainwater harvesting business. So that's what we use on our gardening or watering the backyard sometimes. So that's one little way. But yeah, I don't have the best answer for utilities, but that's all I could think of. So number 3, what's your best tip to save on food and household products? Oh, I have written down don't take husband and kids to the store, but I already answered that for number 1. Oops. But also I shop at Costco some. I feel like that saves. I pretty much buy the same things there, like the frozen strawberries, spinach. I buy toilet paper there. I get a huge thing of it, and I feel like it's the cheapest. I just started buying laundry detergent there. I buy coffee there. So the things we eat a lot, I do buy in bulk there because I feel like it does save us some money. Like if they have things on sale, if it's a good price, I'll get it. Also, I think that Aldi is one of the cheapest places to shop. In the past year, I finally started shopping there. And I don't always shop there, but when I do, I feel like it saves us a lot of money. And couponing, some people can make couponing work really well. I used to use coupons a lot, but what I came to realize is that it's mostly for junk food. And then when I cut back junk food and processed foods out, that's when I really quit using coupons. So don't use coupons on food. I use them on household products like toothpaste and like cleaning stuff, contact solution. It does cost money to buy the newspaper with the coupons, so I don't do that, but my grandma brings me her coupons all the time because she gets the paper and she'll get like double papers, or from her and her sister, they get the paper and they go through coupons, and then she brings me the coupons. So that's the only reason I do the couponing, and it's only for household stuff. And then also little things like using Ibotta or Checkout 51, using those apps on your phone after you go grocery shopping, or the Walmart receipt, savings catcher receipt. Those are little ways. I don't use those as much as I should, but it is nice when you reach that threshold of like $20 or whatever. I did that with Ibotta once, and it was nice to get that $20. So I need to start doing that more often. And then there's a couple of other little ways to save on household products, but I'm going to talk about that more in number 6. Okay, so number 4, what's your best tip to save on clothes? I don't feel like I have a good answer for this. I don't shop for clothes a lot. I used to, but then once I started doing the Dave Ramsey stuff, you just kind of realize what's important and what's not, and what's a need and what's not. And when you have a closet full of clothes, you realize you don't really need clothes, and you become a tightwad, and it's kind of hard to go shopping for yourself. Jared doesn't have a problem with shopping for clothes, but like I said, I don't shop much. I'll wait for like my birthday or Christmas, and I'll ask for gift cards and then use that to go shopping. I would be like a thrift store shopper, but I've just never really gotten into it, just because I know it takes time, and that's not somewhere I want to go with my kids and take the time to look through the clothes. But for my kids' clothes, I do shop secondhand stores. Is that what it's called? A lot. Like the one that we have around us is called Kid to Kid. So I'll shop there for clothes a lot, and I don't ever pay full price for stuff. I just try to use coupons or go when there's saving sales or whatever, use discounts, whatever, as much as I can. Also, I don't buy anything anymore unless I really love it, because I used to be bad about buying stuff and then I would never wear it. Like was so many clothes in my closet that still had tags on it that I had for years and I just never wore. So now I make sure that I don't buy something unless I absolutely love it. I still sometimes will buy stuff and bring it home and then change my mind and then take it back to the store. So I don't hold on to it. I'll take it back if I don't love it. Also, just if you have a problem and can't control yourself, just stay away from stores and unsubscribe from emails. Don't look at advertisements. Don't online shop. Don't put yourself in a position to where you're going to be tempted to think that you need clothes. Jared's really bad about that. Like, he ordered some expensive shirts. I don't even remember the name of the company a while back. And so now every couple weeks they send him their magazine in the mail, and I usually throw it away before he can see it. And the other day I checked the mail and it came in, and I was about to throw it away, but he saw it and he walked off and started looking at it, and I was like grabbing at him, telling him he doesn't need to be looking at it. So he kept messing with me like, ooh, I need this. But yeah, I know if he really took the time to look through those, he'd probably find something that he absolutely needed when he really doesn't. I know that sounds mean, but he doesn't need anything. Jared is horrible about shopping online, so just stay away from whatever tempts you. Just stay away from it. Alright, so number 5, what is your best strategy to stay out of debt or pay it down? So like I said, we've been debt free for a few years. It was all thanks to Dave Ramsey and his plan. So I do believe in his plan 100%. So I think that's the best strategy, is doing the debt snowball, doing a budget, having the same goals as your spouse. Keep yourself motivated. Surround you with people that you think the way you do. You know, YouTube's great for that. Or take an FPU, make new friends through there that you can communicate with, stay in touch with them. Definitely staying motivated is the number one thing, because it's so easy to just get off track. And then once you do get out of debt, I know a lot of people that go back into it. I don't know why we're different than some of those people. I question that all the time, like, why are we so serious about it and we stay on the plan, and you know, there's no way we'd go back into debt. I don't know, I think that we just have goals, and I think because I'm such a nerd, I'm like, we're doing the baby steps and we're staying out of debt. You know, I think if me and Jared ever were to like split up, and he said this too, he might go back into debt if it wasn't for me, because he gets tempted so much with the material things out there, and sometimes he wants things that he knows he doesn't really need. So, you know, just staying content, learning how to tell yourself no, that's one of the best ways to get out of debt and stay out of debt. And then, you know, continue to do a budget for the rest of your life every single month. Have lots of budget meetings, talk about your goals, and just keep doing that. Stay on track. It's okay to get off track sometimes. Don't go back into debt for it, but you don't have to be perfect, but just, you gotta stay on track. Okay, now number 6, please share one thing you do to save money that other people don't know. So I don't have anything like really secretive, or I was gonna say weird, but some of these things some people might consider weird. But there's just a lot of little things I do around the house every day that it's not like I go out and talk about it, and I feel like if I told people, they would think I was weird. And like I said, this has a lot to do with caring about the earth and the resources and all that stuff. It's not just about saving money. But I do a lot of little things like hang up clothes to dry. Sometimes, not all the time. I definitely always hang up our cloth diapers. I don't ever dry those in the dryer. But if I can get by with not using the dryer, I'll hang up clothes. Also, something I started doing a while back was, as far as the dryer sheets, I started tearing them in half, and sometimes even smaller than that. And I think the last one I bought was a big box from Costco, and now I tear them in half. So those should last us like a couple years. And tearing them in half works just as good as using the whole thing. And then we have, on our hardwood floors, I always sweep, and then I do go over it with one of the Swiffer sweepers. About a year ago, I stopped buying the Swiffer sweepers, and instead, you can really use, I don't know, any kind of microfiber cloth or something. I started using these cloth diapers, which this is a larger size than, it's too big for the Swiffer, but I can still use it. But the small ones, I can't even think of the name of these off the top of my head. Clothies pre-fold diapers, yes. So I use the small size, and those are really good at picking up all the dirt with the Swiffer sweeper, and then you just wash it. So that's something I quit having to buy. And then I'll reuse things like plastic bags, like freezer bags. I just wash them out and reuse them. I guess that's okay, right? And then like straws, I reuse straws. I have this little cleaning brush that cleans out the inside of them. So we reuse most of our straws. I don't know if that's weird. And then the weirdest thing that we do, which a lot of people might do, and a lot of people probably think this is gross. We went on vacation at the end of last year with a guy friend. We've known him forever, and he's such a negative Nancy, and he likes to fight with me. So he made such a big deal out of this on vacation, which usually if people are over, I don't do this. What I'm talking about is flushing the toilet. You know, we kind of go by the by the rule. If it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down. Like I said, if people are over, if we have company, I don't do that. But for the most part, I don't think it's necessary to flush every time. So nobody in our household really does that. But I guess I did that while we were on vacation, and our friend made a huge deal out of it. He just thought that was so disgusting. So whatever. So that's a weird thing we do that a lot of people probably don't know about. I think that's it for that one. Like I said, just little things I do. I go out of my way sometimes. I think I'm such a weirdo, the things I do, just to try to save a little bit of money here and there, but it's just who I am. I can't help it. I don't like to be wasteful. And then lastly, number 7, how important is it for you to save money? Saving money is for losers. Like, you're not cool if you save money. Just kidding. It's obviously really important. The part that I find so exciting about it lately, especially this past year, is we've been going on a lot of vacations and we saved up for it and we put the money aside. And also Christmas, we've already got our Christmas saved for it, and it's such a good, comforting feeling to know that you have the money for that, and like to not worry about it, and you get to, you know, enjoy life and enjoy your vacations and not come back and have to worry about paying for a vacation that you put on a credit card or something like that. Or if we can't afford it, we're not going to do it. We're not going to do something we can't afford and come back and be stressed about money, or, you know, I don't know. It's exciting. I can start Christmas shopping right now if I wanted. You know, like our kids, it's the sinking funds, these things we save up for. It's such a good feeling. It makes me feel comfortable and safe and secure, just knowing we have our emergency fund saved up and all these other things covered. And then also our retirement, putting money into that, knowing that we're going to be okay in the future. You know, just knowing that if a big emergency happens, we've got the money to cover it, or if Jared were to lose his job. It's just a good feeling. That's the best way to describe it. We're not perfect. I still stress out about money here and there, like just little things, but for the most part, everything's okay. We're good on our savings, and it's just the smart thing to do. You need to be smart with your money. Okay, so sorry once again for such a long video as always, but it's not like I make that many, I guess, so it's okay. But if you haven't done this video and you make videos, then feel free to tag yourself and do it. Let me know your thoughts on any of the weird stuff I said or ways that you save money, and give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.